So what is server-side modding? Well, it's modding without a client, of course. And why we should do that? Well, it's still powerful, and of course, it allows vanilla players to join and play it and have fun, which, to be fair, should be my point of modding, just so people have fun. Most known type of server mods, of course, are admin tools, and to be fair, they are kinda boring. Like, I still write them because they are needed, but content modding is way more interesting. You can change the game more, but you still need to do it. After all, people still need to ban or mute others, or just give some temporary protection. Like there is the Brock moment on this server, I think. It's well BlanketCon or model specific mod, but it is technically server side protection mode. And well, they are working. They were working for years from Bucket or even Classic, but Classic was kinda more custom servers than modding vanilla. And it really will go into the future, since you know vanilla. But if you want to have more granular permissions, you kinda can't be vanilla. You have like 4 op levels, and that's it. If you like want to give, I don't know, game mode command, you can't do that without giving some order, which could cause problems. But yeah, it's kind of boring part of server side, to be honest. Like everyone does it, and Bucket is well. It's the most popular on Bucket of everything really. But now to the content side. Generally speaking, people don't think you can add content on server because how you add blocks? Well, there are 2 ways. First one, which is the old one, and I personally hate it. When true, it has some benefits. I still hate it. It works by adding some hooks and events and whatever the platform provides, just to emulate them. So technically, on the backend, it's still a vanilla block. It's technically other mods or plugins or whatever are doing is seeing them as vanilla mods, but they have some special database map or an NBT that just changes their behavior. But it's well, it's problematic as other mods just still see it as vanilla content, so they will take it as vanilla content. The other way, so how I do it, or really what is standard in Fabric and technically Quilt ecosystem is modifying packets. So, for example, my Polymer library, it automates it quite. And well, looking that people like this library and use it and create cool stuff, it makes me happy, to be fair. Since originally there was no Polymer, there was PolyMC. I think there was some tries before, but I think they all died out. Polymer and PolyMC is the only thing that really existed for a longer while and works for more people. And to be fair, PolyMC is, of course, I mean server-side mod PolyMC, not that launcher. I kind of hate that both share the name, but you know, that's a thing. And PolyMC technically is precursor to Polymer, as I kind of took it as a reference when making it. As I'm not modding for long, I started in 2020, really. At the end of 2020, I traced my first mods. It was adding game rules, not much really. Then I made one test mod that added some content, but it wasn't server-side and doesn't exist. Really, no one talks about it. And then started doing server-side for real. Started with styled player list, so admin, then Armstrong editor, which is a GUI tool, which I will talk about this later. And then it goes with some admin tools, and finally Polymer with library, which opened a way to make more custom start. Originally it was made for Nucleoid to replace their current implementation of fake items. I think it was called fake items back then, and it was buggy mess. It really was buggy mess. It's still kinda mess, just less buggy. But over time it improved as I learned more about Minecraft's code base because it is interesting. So, PolyMC is kind of thing that started it out once I noticed like I want to make Fabric server-side mods. And to be fair, I originally wanted to talk about it later, but I can talk just now. It's kind of boosted my interest in Fabric server-side as an option because it's first mod that kind of do something interesting. It tried. It does quite well for general block mods or item mods. Not really for entity or GUI, just need some manual adjusting. But it does great well into converting, thanks to resource pack, generally both side mods to work with vanilla clients. And there is a booth in Midway Park, I think it was the Oak Forest. You should check it out. You might never not notice it when you activate it because it's just good, really. It kind of started it out, I can say. So, really speaking, if you what I can do it. I generally more into resource packless modding on server, and it can still do a lot. And yeah, taking some items. For example, this thing, of course. It's just a mob. Of course, it's vanilla. I didn't code anything. But you can just, I don't know, take some armors, take some tools, maybe a plier head, item tag, and well, you can make it look, maybe, yes, it's still vanilla mob, but you can change AI, its behavior, speed, and well, it is custom mob. Or if you want more, no, craft bucket is shit, so, no. But if you take resource packs, you can just place a lot of armor stands. And I mean, which one? Because armor stands are kinda, you can change them. And you can do animations with them. I don't know if you have anything to really show that, but you can. I mean, no, I have. I mean, not I. Usually I can check PolyMC, but it uses it for crate compat. And it does it well, really. And of course, you can make them invisible. It's not like there are. And well, they work for it fine. So really, potential is limitless. You just need good programmer and you need to fit into block limit, because if you want texture blocks and that aren't tirehead or using vanilla ones, you are rather limited. I can give you a link for PolyMC limits in a moment, because it kinda shows it well. I hope you can see it, but there's link for this hand. But well, I would say it's enough for a decent server. You can just find fit a lot of content. If you are smart, you can save even more, or just delete vanilla. But really, that's not an option. It's kinda going for a shortcut. So, of course, you sometimes need to show us some sort of GUI to player, or maybe just allow for some interaction, opening something, changing. Well, there's few ways. The classic one is commands, which is nice for admin tools, or maybe something that normally would use a kbyte, but otherwise it's kinda junky. I mean, not junky, just little annoying to work with. But you can always use item to, let's say, open a GUI, and server GUIs can, well, look nice. I have, okay, here we go. If you can go classic with them, like I do with GOM. Oh yeah, you can check that. And well, it looks like server GUI. But if you go with resource packs, yeah, then the fun starts. As using fonts, you can make quite good looking. It's their server head. It just uses resource pack and font tricks. It's from a mod Poly for. I mean, it's Forger mod with Polyforger add-on that adds compatibility with PolyMC for GUIs. It's great, to be fair. But of course, chests aren't the only option. You can use maps, which is you don't need to enable them. They will work. Like, it's the most simple one. But I have link. Of course, I can't show YouTube videos there, which to be might be good thing for next one.
No map.
And I of course need to copy the comment. You can click that because of course Vanilla Chat sadly doesn't auto-detect links. It did before, but not sure why it was deleted really.
Interesting.
One is just map with rotating tiny potato. Second one is my work in progress, really more close to be ready. I kind of plan to release it this month, but my server-side computer craft port, which works quite well. It detects keyboard if you use slash and works with mouse, which is kind of funny looking, to be fair. But you can, just because I found some junk in vanilla. But well, it's good to have that junk, to be fair. Oh yay, nice. Things will become on fire. This bug is again. This will be problematic for nucleate events, to be fair.
I think it only does it when we do it. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, might be good to restart before, to be fair.
I've been bonking people and it's been fine. Oh, it's because the fix is only on the server.
So other ways to give interactions that are more inward are holograms. Well, that's all screenshot because of course I use all screenshots. And well, you can make invisible entities to allow interaction. Of course, it's not only way. You can also use a hotbar because server has quite a lot of control. You can change selected slot, you can change item, it's everything you need. Or you can even mix them, like you can use hotbar to scroll and then holograms are on the player to just show the options. These holograms can use, and well, they use armor stands, like it's just where okay, it's here. It's just an armor stand, really. Just invisible and mostly made with packets. I mean, these are real, but that's not an issue. And well, and yeah, from really that's main way you can interact. Of course, you can just go with more classic, like Create has this branch where when you scroll, it changes options. You can just define the server side. Server still can detect if people scroll. Just it will change the slot, but if you implement it correctly, it can be very useful since it's more general. Or you can just go with chest GUI, it's standard. Also, book GUIs are option because you can, of course, use fonts hacks and you can detect clicks on text, which is a nice option. But one only issue is they automatically close, so need to reopen them. Okay, so how generally you can design if you make content? How you design? Well, of course, you can make a vanilla entity look less like vanilla. if you use PolyMC and Polymer, because it also supports that, you can make textured armors server side. Thanks to, I think, about Fancy Pants. Yeah, it's a resource pack that, or well, fader that allows you to make them, and it's showcased in PolyMC, but so it's good to check it later. But also for blocks, well, if you go technically resource packless, you can use player heads. That's what GOM does, and I think it works fine. Oh yeah, I can place them. I will clean up the stage later, of course, because kinda it's now becoming a mess. And well, it works fine because you can give it a texture. For items, you can use player heads, or you can just use named vanilla item, which, well, it's not vanilla, it's from my Tatter's cards mod. And with Tatter's cards, there is a nice trick that vanilla makers allow you to set custom blocks. And well, this one, well, it maybe I will just push it a little. Ah, yes, it lags. Oh, yeah. And it's a combination of minecart holding a block with armor stand, or I think, no, it was a zombie in a minecart. And that small zombie has a banner on a head. And it works quite well, to be fair. And well, it allows that mod to exist. Yeah, minecarts of fire, of course. Yeah, that works. If you don't want to use that player heads for blocks, like you can otherwise use, I don't know, granite wall and add some particles, and let's say it's a pipe from a tech mode, or glass. I think glass looks better for that. And you can add some particles that indicate moving, and well, you can spawn with packets, of course, an item inside that moves, and it will look good. For pipes, it's best to use real blocks, to be fair, because they are quite limited. Well, quite. Still too limited to really use them. And there's for content, I think it's fine. I'm not really content modder. I really for that perspective, I not think maybe GOM kinda is content mod, and well, Patter card, which is a fun mod, and it kinda stayed in the freezer for like 1 year. Yeah, maybe less. But with server side, there is also one other option. Do things client didn't really, or Mojang didn't think, and that's mostly sending packets in wrong order, or just sending some packets, but not all. Like there's a bug in Rocket Spiff, which we will play later today, which causes you to not fully enable spectator mode, so you still have survival GUI, but like physics are fully spectator mode, and you can do other ways around, and it works, nicely. With camera packets, you can, for example, change place camera in survival or creative or any other, and it will also work. I mean, fully work. You will be able to place from entity's perspective. Issue is you can't attack yourself because server kicks you, but if someone knows about that, you can prevent that just fine. You can. I have to well. Like, you can break collisions. It's a bug. Not sure if it's fixed in 1.19. I didn't test that, but you can quite badly break them. And here's to click. Yeah, click this one, and this is quite fun. And I know that was zoom mod. Okay, yeah, you can technically make server side. Yeah, technically it works, but kinda you have spyglass now, so it's useless. But well, not really. You can technically detect if player with item swap. It's sent as a packet if you can intercept it for enabling the zoom. Yeah, that could work, but it kinda removes a vanilla feature. Well, really, you can technically also add a button in player inventory in survival as a crafting result when players crafting slots are empty, and let's say open some other, let's say server-side trinkets mod, and it will work well nicely. With a comment, if something is a good idea, I might even implement that at some point. I don't think anything here, so. And well, technically I had plans for that, so it was this one. I guess I can do small Q&A. Yeah, it's this one. Oh no, it's this one. I can't remember. Yep, I can make small Q&A. So if anyone has some questions, I can answer them. Because yeah, it's everything I had. It very went well. Good thing I stopped being stressed later. I'm not kinda not used to.
Grab a book, write a question, a short one, hopefully, sign the book, and then throw it in the hole. Do not throw a blank book in there, please. If you throw a blank book in, you make Squid upset.
What do you think your next server-side mod will be? Well, To be fair, first I want to finally finish that computer craft port. Then I think I might maybe not tech mod but storage mod. I've had idea about using, well, you know where this storage drawers mods, yeah? Something like that. It could be just find on server side with maps and maybe maps, item frames, some armor salt and a barrel for a block. So I think that, or maybe a port of one bucket plugin brewery, because I'm reactivating my server and people want it, so I might just port it, to be fair. We will see. Oh no, Video soon. Okay, I will fix that later. I will skip that. I mean, oh no, I clicked the wrong option. I mean, I was uploading it today. So what was the first mod you made? It was you can't damage me. I think it was, yeah, you can damage it. It adds that few game rules to Minecraft to prevent damage. Really, which is a simple mod, but okay. Yeah, I should click that. It was super simple mod, but like, to be fair, I was just learning. It was first time I really used Java for something. As I originally started doing like that. You're showing the no, I'm yeah, the first mod. So technically, I can tell everything how it was in short. First, I started doing YouTube. Then someone asked if I want to be admin on the server. Of course, this way. And I learned how to use a script plugin on Bucket. Yeah, I started with Bucket. That's true. I don't like it, but you need to start somehow. Visual Java. I use it for custom items, blocks, kind of things, polymer does, but you know the retro way, because I couldn't add. It was Bucket and it wasn't even written in Java. But later, well, I started writing my own funny Minecraft clone, which is kind of dead now, but that's yeah, a different story. Well, I'm not good at rendering. And then I started doing modding, so I think I went backwards if I think about it, since lots of modders go first they do Minecraft mods and then game. I did the other way. Well, works for me. What is the most difficult thing with server-side development? It's well, to be fair, it's getting into mod packs, really. I mean, I kind of used to it, and I see it as simple because I made it for enough time to be just used to it. It's I feel simple. You just write code and get it to work. It's just like regular modding. There is no you just sometimes get annoyed by not being able to do something because well, Mojang. Can or rather should you make a Tatter mod from mod server side? It's something. If you mean Tatter mod as just the Tatter, it's something I saw about and something I wanted to do, but never really got. I mean, in theory, it exists on Nucleoid. There are Tatters you can collect on lobby, so you should join Nucleoid.xyz. It's great server. Like it kinda started my modding too. PolyMC and Nucleate, it's what started since I originally did builds there. I mean, it kind of started my modding career, so, you know. But I didn't make it. It's project, I think Gedgy and Supercolor made it. What? Of course, that. Do you have any tips how to do animated GUIs using custom fonts? Custom fonts, no, you can't make animations with custom fonts unless you do some shader hacks, but I'm not qualified to talk about it. But you can just use fonts for the background and let's say change it with item using some custom model. It works just as well. And it's simpler. What mods do I make? I have a list. I mean, I can just link my website. I have quite a few. From style service to style chat, style playlist, some. Oh yeah, that's also a way. You can make custom hats, and I use that to make water. I think I have clips somewhere, but I won't link that. I have a website, pb4.eu, and it lists everything. I have few admin tools, few more gameplay mods, lots of libraries, of course, and yeah. What are good resources to get started with server-side development? I mean, I don't think. I mean, it's good to first maybe do a regular mod before, like. I don't think there is specifically too many server-side only resources. I mean, there was that attempt by Fabric Server Tools, but I don't think it's even get updated anymore. I kinda just learned from other mods and it worked. So do the same. Look what others. Yeah, it's good, but when for general server-side you don't need to touch packets. You need if you do more funny stuff, yes, then you do, but otherwise there are existing solutions. But one thing, use libraries, don't reinvent a wheel. It's not worth it. Next question. But why server side over client side? Why? Because I kinda started with servers, I will end with servers, really. I started server side because I wanted mods to make custom mods, custom, gameplay for my server, and that's why I kind of started. So that's why. And yeah, client side content. Yeah, there's lots of client side modders. There's not enough server side modders. So if someone thinks, I mean, that's good challenge. Yeah, we have those, but I mean that's a good start. What kind of server side mod would you like most to be created? To be fair, I kind of want to see Polycreate finished because it's great mod and it's showcased on PolyMC booth. I talk a lot about PolyMC because well, it's great. And what's more? To be fair, yeah, that's I think that I mean if I need something, I will make it just so. But I kind of looked at some mods, but sadly one of them switched to be both sides, so that's kind of a shame, but well, that's just life. What is your favorite few server-side mods right now? Well, I answered that. Polycreate is wow. And generally there's lots of mods. I can't say which one is. Yeah, shaders are wait. Yeah, shaders are the future, except Iris breaks them. But I can't say what is favorite because first there's not a lot of mods, but there are quite a few. One is good. I mean, they do their job. They add custom content. They do what authors wanted them. Of course, some are more junkier than others, but I can't really tell. What was the hackiest work in this part of server-side development? I can say the hackiest part is the entirety of that my computer craft port, because like it used at least few hacks to get mouse working, and it uses maps for rendering. Well, yeah, that's the hackiest, because if you can check, it's my map, so I'm not fan of my map, but well, you can check it. It's on Polymer Ports organizations on GitHub. You can check the code. It's a hack. Technically, you are spectating horse somewhere in the sky, and you are also riding that horse at the same time. And that gives me detection of E button. Additional to that, I think it's Q. I think numerical worked, shift and space, if I remember correctly, or maybe not space. Not sure. And then I use maps to where renders it. And of course, players' head movements, which aren't visible on client because player is spectating, but they happen. Move a mouse. It's fucking cursed, I can say that. But it's my favorite work. As for taters, is it possible to make pattern model in vanilla? Yes, it's simple model. You can just put it on armor stand like that, and it will work. And that's all questions for now. So if anyone has anything, please drop.
I can see someone writing one.
How strong is your love for Tater? I mean, Nucleoid has at least how many? I think Sure made most of them. So yeah, like so you know, Nucleoid has this many Taters, so you can yeah, something like that. That's a lot. So yeah, yes, it's yes. Maybe yeah, they are added all the time. I mean, you can see there's a lot of taters. Please give us tater head items. There. You can take them. Here. You can take them for free. I placed them at the start, so feel free to take them.
There we go.
Yeah, there are no runs there. Nice.
Nice.
It's weird, no one noticed. Oh yeah. No. Oh, potato boy. Kinda late, but well. Yes, I was a recording of that. And to be fair, it went better than I thought. I was really stressed at the beginning. I'm not used to talking. I mean, I did YouTube a year ago, but it was in Polish, so my native language. I'm not. English is my not. Extended drivers polymer port when I'm not sure if I will extend your mod. Might do, might not. I mean, you can. To be fair, if someone wants request some mod, server-side mod, I'm not saying I will make them, but you can maybe not here, Job. I will set up something, I don't know. Chest with 2 hoppers, that should be enough. If someone wants to request some mods, I don't know, you can drop them here. I'm not saying I will make them, I might make them. So yeah. No, don't jump there. Yeah. Can you move a little? I need. Yes, with maps and maybe some armor
Yes.
stands to position items. Yeah, but should be fairly simple. So if someone has a request, I might look into that. I mean, I won't support, not for sure, but I might look into that. Maybe someone has some good idea.